Welcome to the repair shop, where cherished family heirlooms are brought back to life.
This is the workshop of dreams.
Home to furniture restorer J. Blades.
Nowadays, everybody spends a fortune on stuff that once it's broken, they just bin it. But everybody has something that means too much to be thrown away, and that's where we come in.
Working alongside Jay will be some of the country's leading craftspeople.
Every piece has its own story. It's amazing to think that some of my work becomes part of that story.
I've always played with things, I've always repaired things, and I just love it.
There is a real pleasure in bringing people's pieces back to life again.
Each with their own unique set of skills.
Right tool for the right job.
They will resurrect, revive,
Come on, man!
and rejuvenate. Treasured possessions and irreplaceable pieces of family history.
Wow, she's fantastic.
Bringing both the objects
This is what I remember.
and the memories that they hold back to life.
Oh, my God.
In the repair shop today, a piece of pottery history tests Kirsten's skills to the limit.
This is a really lovely piece of studio pottery. Simple shape, simple design. Unfortunately, it's going to be quite tricky to repair.
And Jay lends a hand with the heritage craft of caning.
So it's underneath here, yeah?
That's right, yeah.
And it's got to come up there, or is it coming up there?
It's coming up there, so you're sort of going underneath that little bar.
You make this look so easy. Hold on, no, that's wrong.
But first, on a covert operation, is Georgina Garrett.
Hello, could anybody give me a hand, please? It's a bit heavy.
Georgina is hoping the repair shop team will help her surprise her husband, Martin, by restoring a family heirloom with a fascinating past.
One large, heavy chest that was really difficult to get in here.
OK, chaps.
Fantastic.
I'll get the door, shall I?
Furniture restorer Will Kirk is the man for this job.
It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
This is the Garrett family military campaign chest.
Right. It's a serious bit of...
It's a very serious piece of equipment, yes.
So do you know much about the past and the history behind this piece of furniture?
A little bit. We know it's been in the family for 4 generations. In the First World War, Martin's grandfather, Sidney, he was a major in the Royal Engineers.
OK.
And we believe that it may have travelled with him to France and possibly to Russia as part of his military campaign in the First World War. And then latterly, there's some labels on the front there which mention Martin and his sister's education. He remembers his school reports being taken out of there.
That's hilarious.
And him being scolded about his poor results, sitting with his father at the desk, so...
So quite a bit of history there.
Yes, it's been an important piece in the family for a long time.
And the fact that it's actually been used, so it's not
All
just
the
a
way
piece of
through,
furniture that's just set in a room.
No,
the fact that it's been around the world.
Always
and
been
it's
used, yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm so keen to see it used again.
I think this needs a bit of TLC overall.
There is some water damage, which you can probably see. There's just a possibility that that occurred when we think it moved with Martin's great-grandfather in the First World War. It would have gone by sea, so that's just a possibility. If I open up this part, you can see quite clearly there's a major wobble. If I drop this front section down, obviously the chains aren't original, and at some point, somebody in the family has taken the hinges off.
Yeah.
So it would be absolutely fantastic if we could restore it as a surprise.
Okay.
My husband's had a couple of strokes. He's made a really, really good recovery.
Okay.
He's written a day journal for the last 35+ years. He lost the ability to write for a while, but he's just got it back to a degree.
Yeah.
And to me, I think to be able to give him this back in working order and actually see him able to write his journal again would be absolutely magical.
I will do my very best to get it back into ship-shape condition and good enough to use for another 100 years.
Oh, it'd be fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much.
Good luck with it.
Cheers, bye-bye.
It would mean an enormous amount, not just to me, but particularly to my husband, to see this restored. It's the one piece of furniture that remains from the family, and to see him able to sit and write his diary at it in the manner that it's intended with the secretaire part would just be so exciting. I know it's in capable hands, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what they manage to do to it.
The knees.
Bend the knees.
Flex the arms.
God blimey. Cool, man.
It's a heavy piece of kit to be carrying around the world, isn't it?
Campaign furniture was designed to break down into smaller components, making them more portable as they travelled with British Army officers to their various international postings.
So what are you going to do?
This top drawer is quite stiff to take out and put back in.
OK. And this is the writing bit, isn't it?
Yeah, so if you push the button there...
That's nice.
So you can see that this wobbles like that.
Oh, right, yeah.
And maybe clean up the brasswork a bit. I think I'm going to try to even them all out, so you've got like a consistent brassy look.
Cool. No, nice. Well done.
The repair shop experts used forgotten crafts to restore beloved heirlooms. And the next visitor is hoping furniture restorers Sonnaz Nooranvary and Rachael South can do just that.
Hi, I'm Sonnaz. Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Rachael.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What have we got in the back of your car?
Cecile Taylor has brought a couple of well-loved pieces that need the duo's expert attention.
This one goes the back.
These are stunning. Just amazing craftsmanship.
So it's really special to have two chairs together. Sometimes you only see one on its own. What's the story behind them?
So they belong to my great aunt. She lived in south of Holland, and then they came to me quite a few years ago.
So can you remember these from your childhood?
Yes, the chair's always been the same.
Yeah.
It was like a brown cord, very 70s. They've been in my family all my life, so it's been part of me for the last 40-odd years.
You've got a nice sort of rounded shape at the back here. It's almost sort of a sort of Chinesey look or something, because most of this furniture is from the sort of 1910, 1920s.
Really,
they began making them all over Europe, and it's sort of to give quite an exotic look to everyday furniture, which I think the canework does as well. So this might have been intact for the last 80, 90, 100 years even.
But here you can see that the cane has gone on the inside arm.
It's going to go on that area of the chair because that's where your hands are, whereas the outside arms look pretty good. They haven't been damaged sort of hardly at all. They're showing they've been well loved and well used, but yeah, really in need of a bit of repair now. So have you tried to have them fixed before?
Yes, I did, but apparently because they're double caned armchairs, it's very specialised. And, you know, I couldn't find anyone who could do it.
I can see even on the base here that you can see the old fabric.
Yes. I don't know what's underneath here.
Well, it certainly feels like it's sprung, but that's something that we can unpick and find out as we go.
And you use them in your home currently?
Yes, they're in the living room. Both of them I used all the time. And it will be nice to get them restored and then pass them on to my children, so they've got some family history that goes with these chairs as well.
Leave it with us, and then we'll be in touch with you when they're finished. See them back in their former glory.
OK.
Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet
Thanks
you.
for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pleasure.
See you soon.
Bye.
It would be lovely to pass those chairs on to my sons. They're born in the UK, they don't speak any Dutch, but this will be part of their Dutch heritage that they can take with them for, you know, and that they can pass on to their children. They're a little bit nervous, but, you know, I know they're in good hands. And to get that double caning restored is really, yeah, that's going to be very special. And I can't wait to see the skill that's involved and to see them back to the former glory.
Rachael will tackle the cane work, while Sonnaz refurbishes the upholstery.
Beautiful chairs, aren't they?
Stunning.
Really lovely. They do become like part of your family when you live with the furniture sort of from
absolutely.
when you're young and seeing it at your grandparents' house as well. Yeah,
It always
really...
amazes me how much emotion's attached to pieces like this.
I know. It's just a chair, but it's a lot more, isn't it, really?
So,
well, we've got quite a big job on our hands here, I think.
Quite a big job, yeah.
The double caning is... We've got this panel on the outside here.
You're going to take off and replace, or...?
Well, looking at it, it looks like it's in pretty good condition, so I'd rather not sort of touch that one. I'm going to concentrate on removing this panel and the same on this arm here.
I mean, it feels quite firm, a little bit soft on the front, but I don't think it'll be a problem to remake the foam back. In terms of fabrics, certainly if they're going to be used every day, we want to get that longevity out of them. Fabric that's pretty hard wearing and maybe easy to keep clean and stand the test of time. So, should we crack on?
Yeah.
A little bit nervous about what I'm going to discover under here because I can feel all sorts of stuff going on. One of the things I'm really looking forward to, actually, is making these cushions have a bit more plumptuousness to them. Plumptuousness is a word that I use when I want to describe to other people how comfortable I want the cushions to look. Plump is almost not enough. But I'm really glad that I'm not Rachael because she really does have her work cut out for her over there. I wouldn't know where to start with that caning.
Rachael learnt the art of chair caning from her father, who in turn learned from his. She'll need that wealth of experience for this particular project.
It's a little bit brutal, it seems, cutting this whole sort of large panel away, but I've got to clear away all of this broken cane. I've got this remaining panel on the outside arm, and I really don't want to slip, put my scissors through it or anything like that, so I'm really being as careful as I can. And I can see there's actually a little treasure between these two panels. This is probably 90 years worth of human skin, I think, and definitely some pet hairs, maybe.
That's right.
On the next workbench, Will is working on the military campaign chest that's seen 2 world wars. However, its exotic adventures have taken their toll, and Will must tread carefully.
So what I'm doing here is I'm cleaning the surface, and you can actually see all the dirt that's coming off there. One good thing to do is to keep on checking the rag, because that black is surface dirt, but once it starts to go slightly brown, then there's more of a chance you're actually removing the varnish or the polish that's on the surface, and you really want to stop there before it goes too far. So once I've cleaned the whole surface, I will then see if there are any patches where the polish has gone back to the bare wood, and I'll probably use some new polish and blend in those areas.
As well as the wood, there's also the hardware to contend with.
You haven't got a minute, have you, Brenton, to have a quick look at something?
No worries.
So Will's drafting in silversmith Brenton West to help.
I need some help. So, the top of this chest flaps down like that.
OK.
I've got these 2 chains here.
Yes.
I'm missing some brass quadrant stays for the side.
OK, what's wrong with those ones?
Well...
I can see all right. Okay.
A little bit too small.
OK, I can make you some of those.
I mean, I could hack out a new inset there, but it's not really what...
Easier to make some brass, isn't it?
Brass,
yeah, I'll make you some of
Would you be able to measure that up?
Yep.
Make some new ones?
I'll make some templates and I'll cut you some of those out.
Top man.
No
you
problem.
Can do that. Lovely.
OK, leave it with me.
Thanks a lot.
OK.
Looks like you've done a lot of work here. You're taking the drawers out. Well done.
I've just found something up, and that's why I'm coughing.
Oh, is it?
I thought that this was made of camphor wood.
Right.
It's actually made of teak.
This is teak, yeah?
Teak. And I realised that whenever I work with teak, it makes me cough.
Are you allergic to teak? No.
Seriously.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You're a wood guy that's allergic to teak?
Yeah. Anyway, I have started on it, and I've cleaned the top, I'm cleaning the base. So the brass seems to be at, like, different levels of sheen and different levels of rust. But it's going to be worth it, and I think if I do a really good job on the polishing, it'd be nice to have really nice brass work to set it off like a cherry on the top.
OK. So how are you going to get over, like, the teak? Because you can't get away from it. But you've just got... I'll tell you what you could do.
Right.
Work quicker.
Quicker.
And then get the job done.
Quicker, and I hold my breath. How about that?
There you go. And that's it. That's now.
Nice one.
Cheers.
Next into the repair shop is Louise Pallister.
Why? Must be Louise. Come through.
She's hoping ceramics conservator Kirsten can help her with one of her late mother's favourite possessions.
I have a Hornsey vase, which was my mum's vase. It was in our family all my childhood. It's a really beautiful vase. I always loved it.
Gosh, it's quite a sort of modern-looking piece, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really gorgeous. I always think it's really elegant, and I think that's why she liked it. She was brought up during the war, and she's always... I remember her saying to me it was kind of dark and drab and everything was a bit miserable.
Yeah.
And when she got married in the 50s, she wanted things that were new and bright and modern.
As people
and
did.
That was one of the things I think she probably saved up for. And it was one of the sort of key things in our house. I always associate it with my childhood memories because it was often on the mantelpiece.
Right.
And it was never damaged the whole time that it was in our family. When my mum moved out, I asked if I could have the vase. She said yes, and I took it back to my home. But I was moving, and it must have shifted in transit, and that's what took the chunk out of it. I was horrified.
Absolutely.
And I just couldn't bring myself to tell her because I just felt so guilty because I knew it was something that she really treasured.
She never asked about it, no.
And now she's gone, it would just mean a lot to me to have it fixed, and I would get it back on display.
Right, OK. I mean, that must have been absolutely dreadful if she...
Oh, and she'd be so disappointed as well.
Yeah.
I just felt so guilty.
Yeah. So how long ago did you move? How long has it been broken?
It's probably over 10 years now.
Oh, really?
I just put it away, always hoping I would be able to find someone to mend it.
I'm glad you kept all the pieces, though. I mean, that's really, really helpful. So have you tried to have it repaired in the past?
I've looked into it, but when I looked into ceramic restorers, people seem to be doing real antiques, very sort of old-fashioned things, and I didn't know who would be interested or be able to take on something that's really quite modern.
So this sort of thing is quite tricky to repair. That's not to say that I can't do it. Yeah. You've got that lovely sort of flat surface that reflects the light, and that does actually make it quite difficult to sort of do a completely invisible restoration. I'm slightly concerned about this sort of crack here. I think that it's probably been cracked and water's gone under the glaze.
Oh, I see.
Which has caused staining. Yeah. So, in terms of once this is repaired, you know, what are you going to do with it then? Have you got?
I'd love to have it back on display.
Would you?
Because it's been in a box for years, with guilt written all over it.
Yeah.
And I just love to have it back out again. I'd be thrilled to see it mended.
I'll do the best job I can.
Thank you very much. I've kept hold of that vase for years because I felt so bad about it, but it's a beautiful piece as well. I really wanted it to be mended. And every now and again, you know, when you move things around, you think, gosh, there's that vase. It's such a shame that it's always away, and it would be so lovely to have it out on display. And really, I'd be thrilled if it was mended. I would feel that my mum would be really pleased, and then I would feel slightly less guilty for having managed to get it damaged as soon as I got hold of it.
So this is a really lovely piece of studio pottery. Simple shape, simple design. Unfortunately, it's going to be quite tricky to repair, but I'm excited to work on it. I've not worked on a piece of Hornsey before, so I'm going to do the best that I can for Louise.
The vase was made in 1963 by the Hornsey Pottery in East Yorkshire. Established in 1949, it became one of the biggest and most influential producers of pottery and tableware in Britain, with an emphasis on stylish, contemporary design.
I've got a couple of pieces that Louise brought in. That one goes in there, and then this large piece fits in very nicely. I also noticed that there are a couple of cracks. There's a crack running down here from where this was broken originally. I'm going to try and run some adhesive into that to stabilise it so that it doesn't run any further and doesn't get any worse.
Furniture restorers Rachael and Sonnaz are pushing ahead with the antique cane chairs. Sonnaz is peeling back the layers of old upholstery to reveal the 100-year-old original framework.
What's interesting, actually, I've just noticed these springs, they all look in relatively good condition and firm, which is really surprising in a chair this age. The fact that we don't have to replace these does make my life a lot easier.
Over at Rachael's bench, she's done the prep and is all set to begin weaving the intricate pattern.
The material, the cane, is actually the bark of the rattan palm, and it grows in Indonesia. I've soaked it for a few minutes, and it gives it a slight elasticity, and it also means that as the whole panel's drying, it's all going to tighten up, so I'm going to get this lovely tight panel, drum tight, hopefully. Usually on cane furniture, the holes that you weave into go all the way through the frame, so it's possible to loop the cane underneath the frame. Because these holes only go 2 centimetres deep, that means that I have to use a technique called blind caning. Each strand of cane is cut to the length size and just sits 2 centimetres in that hole. Golf tees are the only thing that is actually holding these ends of cane in the holes. So if they weren't there, as the cane dries, all the ends would just pop out. The golf tees are an essential part of a chair caner's toolkit, and they're perfect for the job.
Fellow furniture restorer Jay is on hand to pitch in and help Sonnaz attach the springs to the frame.
I think you're qualified to do this bit. Lovely. Yep, next one, next corner. Lovely. Nice. Still got it. That's it. That's it. I'll get that out of the way. Is that better? Beauty.
There you go. It seems like you're not doing any work.
I'm supervising. It's really important.
OK, cool.
Yeah.
I'll get that one.
Yeah. Making sure that you don't hit your fingers and things like that.
See, you're very kind.
I'm just trying this spring-based unit in because I don't want the padding of the upholstery to be too tight up against the caning, and especially not against Rachael's new caning. So it's pretty essential that I get this padding exactly right. Beautiful.
Ceramics expert Kirsten is restoring a stylish example of 1960s pottery. She successfully reunited the cherished vase with its missing piece.
I'm really very happy with the way that the Hornsey vase has gone back together again. It sort of feels really solid and very sort of secure now as a sort of structure. There's no sort of stepped edges at all. The next stage for me to do is to fill these sort of tiny cracks and sort of little chipped areas here. Even when you get a very, very good join, you'll still have a tiny crack that needs to be filled and retouched. If you don't do that, over time you will get sort of dirt and dust building up in that, and it will end up looking like a sort of a nasty dark line. It's like with most jobs really, so much of it is actually in the preparation. If you can get a lovely sort of smooth surface to paint onto, that's half the battle won really.
Once the cracks and chips are smoothed over, Kirsten's next challenge is finding the right match for the colour and texture of the vase.
I feel slightly sort of fearful. On some pieces, it's quite easy. You've got lots of detail, lots of colours, maybe textures, they're quite busy. But with something like this, it's going to have to be absolutely spot on, the colour, and all the fills are going to have to be really, really perfect as well. It's quite difficult. When I look at this glaze, it's very, very smooth, and you think, yeah, that's fine with the colour, but as you look closely, it's got a sort of slightly mottled appearance. It's like someone sort of stippled it slightly with brown, so I'm going to have to try and just experiment and see how to mimic that. I've never worked on one of these pieces before, and in a way, that's what makes my work interesting. Each new piece is a challenge. Initially, I'm going to just block out these white fills because they're quite difficult to get rid of. Literally just block in a sort of pinky background colour. This is a part I really love. I enjoy colour. I really love sort of trying to match the colours, the glazes. It's a bit like decorating your house. The preparation is really tedious, but when you actually get to the painting, it's quite fun. So I think I'm almost there. Once that's dried, I will probably then just give it a polish and then start airbrushing. It's absolutely ideal for this kind of surface.
Furniture restorer Will is transforming a military campaign chest. With a bit of elbow grease, all the brass now has a uniform shine. And Brenton has created some custom-made brackets for the secretaire section.
Not too bad. I think I might still need to trim a bit of the brass off of here.
OK.
Still rubbing against here. It's really tricky. There's so many different pieces of wood that have been patched in on the inside.
Right.
It's just quite hard to tell.
What's going on here, Will?
Ah, screwdriver, perfect. Actually, Brent made these, which is pretty helpful. Pretty helpful. Nice and shiny.
So do they fit? Your side looks like it's fitting. Do they fit then?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh,
well,
cool.
Brenton's end fits perfectly, but this end needs a bit of tweaking still. See there?
Oh, yeah, it comes out. It's not meant to do that. Your side doesn't come out, does it?
No, it's spot on.
Jay, would you like to make something out of these chains, like a nice bracelet, or do what you want with that?
I'll melt it down and make a gold tooth, actually.
Gold tooth?
It's a nice bracelet.
It's a nice bracelet. I don't need that ever again,
right,
so you can make as many teeth as you like.
All right.
Okay.
Meanwhile, on the two Dutch cane chairs, Sonnaz is rebuilding the century-old spring cushions. While Rachael weaves the elaborate cane panels.
This pattern, as you go through each of the stages, it gets more and more complicated. And this fifth stage is the most fiddly, Got to make sure that the cane's nice and damp so it doesn't snap, because it's really getting tight, the pattern now. A lot of people say that it is quite therapeutic. I think it's also quite therapeutic to watch as well when I see other people doing it.
How you doing, Rachel?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks.
I had a chance to see what you're doing. You've nearly finished now, haven't you?
Well, yeah, you've actually come at a really good time because I'm just starting the last diagonal. So I've got my two verticals, two horizontals.
Cool.
And then I've got my first diagonal, and then the last diagonal going in stage 6.
But can I have a go with this then?
Yeah, please, it'd be great, yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm going under the horizontals and then over the verticals.
All right.
So it's the opposite to what the previous diagonal's done.
OK. Cool. I've got it.
All right.
So it's underneath there, yeah?
That's right, yeah.
And it's got to come up there, or is it coming up there?
It's coming up there, so you're sort of going underneath that little bar.
God blimey. You make this look so easy. Oh, well, I nearly lost it down there.
Jay, that's looking really good.
I was about to say, am I doing it right, yeah?
Yeah, that's looking great.
And that one in there.
Under the bar.
It's got, hold on, no, that's wrong.
Oh, yeah, look, it has split, but, you know, you can just flatten the cane out, and that should be fine.
See, that's why you're the professional. You made a mistake look perfect. Well done. I like it. I do.
Sonnaz is striving for plumptiousness. She's chosen an opulent velvet for the covers. But that luxurious feel comes with its own problems.
This fabulous blue chenille velvet, the thing that I've got to be really mindful of here is actually cutting the fabric in the right direction, because there's a pile to it, and the pile in velvet always runs top to bottom, back to front. So you can see it's smooth that way, and then if I stroke it the other way, it starts to rough up and go a bit darker. When you're sewing it, velvet has a tendency to move under the sewing machine. That is my biggest concern whenever I'm sewing velvet. I'm pretty confident I can get it spot on, but it's not easy.
It's been a really big job. Quite a lot of weaving, quite a lot of caning, but I've really enjoyed doing it. I'm sort of deeply connected to this chair after all these hours that I've spent on it. I think once Sonnaz has put her upholstery on, I think it's going to look fantastic. I hope Cecile will be really pleased.
This is just the best bit, where you actually start to see the real fruits of your labour, especially with a fabulous fabric like this, and I can't wait to see what Cecile thinks of it as well. So that is one plumptious cushion.
Across the workshop, Kirsten is adding some finishing touches to the stylish 60s vase.
The final stage here is to try and recreate some of the sort of fine lines that are in this. And to do that, I'm actually just going to use a chinograph pen. And I'm just going to freehand just draw on a few of these tiny lines, not very many, just to sort of break up the line. But it's just sort of mimicking what's actually there on the original. So really it's sort of about distraction techniques. You're distracting the eye from the actual repair, as well as trying to copy what's already there. It's been quite a challenge working on this vase. It has given me one or two headaches, but it's been a lovely piece to work on. But yeah, it's ready to go back.
This much-loved vase had been left broken in a box for 10 years. Now back in one piece, it's ready to be returned to owner Louise.
I feel a little bit nervous coming back for the vase. I've been thinking about my mum a lot and what it meant to her and how glad she'd be to see it back in one piece. So I feel suspense really at the moment.
Hiya.
Hi, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Yeah, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. In suspense.
Ah, I bet.
Excited and nervous. I'm interested to see it.
Yeah. Well, I won't keep you waiting.
Gosh, that is beautiful. How have you done that? That's amazing, Kirsten. That is something else. Better than I could have hoped for. And it's back to its beautiful anvil shape. My mum would be thrilled.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
That's just gorgeous. I mean, it always was a beautiful vase, but to see it back as it should be, that's quite amazing. I feel touched. Thank you very much.
Oh.
It's going back on my mantelpiece now.
Do you know, I've had that in my mind the whole time that I've been working on it. I remembered you saying that.
Well, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I've been thinking about my mum and how it always was a feature of our house on the mantelpiece with our flower arrangements in it. And now I just want to make sure it goes on my mantelpiece, so it's always there as a kind of continuation. It's such a beautiful piece, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Thanks so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome.
I feel really relieved to have the vase back. And Kirsten's done such an amazing job. It just looks so beautiful. I did feel guilty about the vase being broken. Now I feel really elated that it looks so good. And my mum would want it to look brand new because she loved it when it was new and she loved new modern things. So she'd be really happy to see it like this.
Refurbishing the cane chairs has been a huge undertaking for Rachael and Sonnaz. But finally, the end is in sight. Just one last push to get these beautiful heirlooms looking as they did when they first sat in Cecile's grandmother's house.
Like magic, makes a button. Pretty cool, isn't it?
This is all the new cane that I've woven, and I'm going to begin to dye it down to match this back colour here. I did a little bit of colour matching, so I think I've got a colour that's going to blend. Hopefully, the whole thing's going to look like a whole piece.
Time is of the essence because Cecile's going to be here shortly and I need to get all these details set and finished. I'm not going to be happy with these cushions until I've actually tried them in on the chairs and seen them in situ.
Cecile is back to pick up the beloved heirlooms that are such an important link to her Dutch ancestors.
Sonnaz, look at that! Perfection!
Thankfully.
Beautiful.
When Cecile brought her great-aunt's chairs to the repair shop, the cushions were sagging and threadbare, and the decorative canework was showing its age. But now hours of traditional craft work have rolled back the years.
The inside of the arms was quite damaged. The upholstery was quite damaged as well. I'm quite excited to see the chairs, and I hope they will still be the chairs the way I recognise them. Hello, hi, nice to see you.
So, have you missed them in your home?
We have missed them. All of us have missed them. Yes, they left 2 big empty gaps in the living room, so we can't wait to have them back.
Great.
Right, shall we take the blanket off? Yeah?
Ready?
Oh, wow. Oh, amazing. Oh, I love it. I love the material, actually. That's really nice. It really brings out the chairs. I can't actually see that they've been repaired. The skill to match the original, how I brought them in. Oh, wow. Now I'm really pleased, really pleased. Can't believe that. No more chairs. I love them.
It was a real pleasure to work on them, and also knowing that you're planning on passing them to your sons, and they've come all the way from Holland as well.
Yes.
I've sort of had all that in my mind while I was working.
Oh, if my grandmother and her sister could see them now, that would be amazing. What a skill. You've done a brilliant job. Now I'm really pleased.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, I love them. Oh, yeah. No, and they're so comfortable as well to sit in.
Thank goodness for
They
that.
really are. They really are. And you kept the little cushion at the back as well. I can't believe what a great job they've done with the caning and the material. It looks amazing. This will all the repairs and the reupholstery will add to the history of the chairs that I can pass on to the children as well.
At long last, the military campaign chest not only looks the part, but is now fully functional.
So are you finished? Can I get people around to have a look?
I am finished.
Good on you. Here we go. Will has actually finished something. Come and have a look at this. I know. It's a rarity, but it's happened.
You always gang up on me, but with smiles on your faces.
We love you, really.
Will has deep cleaned the teak. The once tarnished brass has been polished to a uniformed perfection. And the sticking drawers now glide. But most importantly, the fold-down writing desk now locks into place.
Oh, nice.
Oh, they're pretty.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Oh, that was better work.
Now all that remains to be done is to deliver the surprise to its owner, Georgina's husband, Martin.
I'm feeling incredibly excited. Some trepidation. I hope he's going to be really, really happy with the surprise. But I know he's going to be incredibly excited when he sees it.
Until recently, Martin used the desk every day to write his journal. But ill health and the condition of the piece made that impossible. Fortunately, Martin is now on the mend, and the chest is back in action.
Can't wait to see what's underneath.
It looks familiar.
It does. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. It's incredible.
Good Lord.
I would not have believed it.
Oh, my goodness me.
I would not. Oh, look.
Oh, he's done it.
He's put the hinges back.
He's done it. He's done it.
Oh, my word.
Oh, golly. Authentic brass straps, look.
And it doesn't walk.
It doesn't tip.
rock. It doesn't rock.
God, that's a smooth silk.
Oh,
Nice click, and it's
that is
absolutely solid.
lovely. Those horrible chains have gone. Well, I can tell you now, it's been taken care of by a wonderful chap called Will.
No, I suppose that's the only disappointment now, that I'm not able to shake the bloke on the hand.
He's a magician. He really is. Oh, absolutely gobsmacked. Did you notice your diary was in there?
Yeah. You're an education and education, Martin.
It's still
Still on there.
Oh, I can't believe it. I absolutely can't believe it. That's fantastic.
All very humbling, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing.
You know, I mean, it does. It leaves one speechless, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the degree of effort and everything else that's gone into producing a result like that.
It's put something back that is very special to him. He's a man of, he doesn't show a lot of emotion, but I think he's absolutely delighted, and I certainly am. It's fantastic.
I feel absolutely amazed and astonished. It exceeds my wildest expectations. My dad would be utterly amazed at the transformation, at the work that's being carried out on it. It is all absolutely spot on. It will be a far more pleasant experience to sit at that desk now to continue writing my diaries, and I'm looking forward to that enormously. It is a wonderful thing to behold.
Join us next time as more cherished possessions go from neglected...
There's bits missing, broken...
to perfected.
Oh, wow. Look, it's moving.